Senators representing the Southeast region have asked President Tinubu to appoint more ministers from their zone to balance political representation. The motion was raised earlier by lawmaker representing Anambra North, Nwoye, and the President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio assured he will personally brief President Tinubu on the matter. National Assembly correspondent TVC reports.
45 out of the 48 ministerial nominees on President Tinubu's ministerial list have been screened and have gotten the approval of the Senate to be confirmed as ministers that will constitute the Federal Executive Council. But more reactions continue to trail President Tinubu's ministerial list as individuals and groups are calling for more representation to ensure balance that will reflect the federal character of Nigeria and the need to promote national unity. In the list of ministerial nominees sent by President Tinubu to the Senate, 10 ministers were nominated from the Northwest, 8 ministers from the Northeast, 8 ministers from the North Central, 9 ministers from the Southwest, 8 ministers from the South-South, and 5 ministers from the Southeast. Lawmakers from the Southeast region are not happy with the ratio for their region and are calling on President Tinubu to review these nominations to reflect equity and balance.
The motion was not able to come since Friday. What is the motion about? Southeast geopolitical zone does not have one single representation in terms of zonal representation in the ministerial list. 48 ministers. Out of it, every zone in this country has additional 2 minimum. Northwest has 3 in addition to their 7 states, making it 10.
Although Senator Nwoye's motion was not considered at plenary, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, promised to communicate their demands to President Bola Tinubu. In another development, Senator Abdullahi Gumel, Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, says the Senate has transmitted the confirmed list of ministerial nominees to President Bola Tinubu.
We transmitted the confirmed list yesterday by about 11:30 p.m. to the Chief of Staff, to the President. The ministerial nominees were cleared by the Senate and confirmed. And the President can appoint his ministers anytime.
Now that 45 ministers have been cleared by the Senate, the ball is now in the court of President Bola Tinubu to assign portfolios as his cabinet takes shape and his administration makes real its promise to deliver good governance. TVC News, Abuja.
The National Association of Ondo State Students has asked the state government to monitor palliatives to be given to the vulnerable to ensure the masses are not sidelined. The students' body is seeking the inclusion of students to ensure they are included in the as beneficiaries of state government palliatives to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. The outgoing Senate President of the association, Hamid Oyelade, also advised President Tinubu to expedite action on the students' loan.
I commend the Ondo State Government initiative on the recently rolled out palliatives. More importantly, the free shuttle buses for students. I still appeal for proper monitoring for effective implementation process so that the masses who are the target beneficiaries will not be sidelined. So please make it easy for us to access. And I will urge the students across Nigeria that they should try and access the loan.
To achieve environmental sustainability, there is need for children and youths within the formal and informal learning sector to be taught about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. That's according to a professor of environmental sustainability, Anthony Olusoya, at the 14th inaugural lecture of the Osun State University, Osogbo. Rafiu Hamid reports.
Arrival of the principal officers of the university, led by the Vice-Chancellor, signaled the commencement of the inaugural lecture. Shortly after his citation was presented, Professor Anthony Olusanya takes the stand to deliver his lecture on the topic, Saving Humanity and the Planet Earth. Humanity must rethink its development trajectory.
Trust me, particularly accelerating is the expectation.
He stressed the need for digital revolution in science, technology, and innovation to support sustainable development.
It is hoped that the world will use the development of information technology to facilitate sustainability. It is also expected that resources will be reused to suit the continued national increase in population in what is commonly referred to as circular economy. This change would allow one person's waste to be another person's resource in the process that will greatly reduce waste and create more efficient supply chain.
Professor Anthony Olusanya also harped on the need to make environmental sustainability a more appealing priority in a way that will reduce the impact of climate change.
Undoubtedly, climate-induced conflict threatens Nigeria's national security and internal stability and continues to strain the ingenuity of all efforts towards curtailing it. To this extent, it is not out of place to argue for a focus on environmental relearning of the climate change issues within the context of the educational system. Doing this will engender an open-minded approach to the crisis and save the country from conflicts linked to climate change or environmental crisis. Therefore, Nigeria must make conscious efforts to drastically reduce climate change and other forms of environmental degradation to achieve a healthy, safe environment to give these rights effect.
Academics, scholars, traditional rulers, friends, colleagues, students, and family members of the inaugural lecturer attended the event. Rafi Hamid, TVC News, Oshobo.
A bit of health now. Zamfara State has recorded 21 cases of polio virus in 5 local councils considered to be the worst hit by activities of armed bandits and kidnappers within the last 8 months. Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar, stated this at a meeting with traditional rulers from troubled communities in Zamfara. Represented by the Emir of Arugugu, who doubles as chairman, Northern Traditional Leaders Committee on Primary Healthcare, the Sultan of Sokoto enjoined traditional rulers to do more towards eradicating polio in the state.
Zamfara suffers from a devastating case of insecurity, and we are here to discuss with community leaders, essentially MS and district heads, so that we can hear about the situation in their areas of administration and listen to them as to how best they think we can deliver vaccines to everyone in their community, no matter the situation.
Our efforts to reach children in security compromised settlements require a multi-pronged approach. First, we must strengthen partnerships with security agencies to create safe corridors for our health workers. Their commitment to this cause is commendable and ensures that our health workers can carry out their work without fear.